Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, guys, let's just dive on in and let's start off with this video that came up on my timeline today. It got posted by Good Morning Crypto, 3TGM Crypto over on Twitter, and we do see shocking video. Let it be known that this could very well be just to kind of pull some attention to this, but it's for good measure. This is the Ethereum founder, Vitalik Buterin, calling Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse communist and laughing about the SEC Gov going after them. Ever heard the saying, don't throw rocks from a glass house? Now, before we fully go on into this video, which we will play, I want to talk to you guys about a few things. First off, let's go all the way back to 2020. So this got quoted again back in 2022, but this was 2020. Looks like the Ripple and XRP team is sinking to new levels of strangeness. They're claiming that their garbage coin should not be called a security for public policy reasons, namely because Bitcoin and Ethereum are Chinese controlled. And guess what? They are, or at least were at that time. Majority of the hash rate power was coming from China around Bitcoin to mine it. Beyond that, a lot of the ICO whales that have not been, their identities have not been, transparent at all. A lot of people, including myself, believe that they are tied back to China, which we will talk about here in a second. But beyond this, we do see a quote here from Vitalik saying, glad to see Ethereum people pushing against regulations that privilege Ethereum over legitimate cryptocurrencies. Meaning, hey, look at great. The people from Ethereum, they want all cryptocurrencies and all legitimate, projects to be successful, which is not a bad thing. I think that that's great. I think that that's how we should look at this space. But we know that this is not the truth, because if that was the case, we wouldn't be calling Ripple and XRP this, that, whatever. And even if they are, saying, hey, Bitcoin and Ethereum are Chinese controlled, which again, at that time, there was a lot of proof behind this. We know this. Then all of a sudden they say, XRP already lost their right to protection when they tried to throw us under the bus as China controlled. Like, this is ridiculous. But before I continue on, listen closer to the video.
Currency can be communist, so XRP is communist. Everyone agree there? I mean, come on, just look at how the guys have been, virtue signaling their institutional partnerships and regulatory compliance, and then when it turns out they're not actually regulatorily compliant, then they start talking about how Ethereum is controlled by China. Remember that? Yeah, so commies. But there's and cryptocurrency can be communist.
So there you guys have it, right? I mean, this is so insane to me. Beyond this, let's go back in time a little bit. So this was 2021, November of 2021. This is from Johnny Deaton. Now he is quoting Andrew Case here. So within this, there was a little bit of a discussion going on around XRP and how XRP is a security. An individual actually from the community is saying, hello, could you please answer these questions? Did you in any way help William Hinman draft his Ethereum free pass speech in 2018? Did you have any prior knowledge of the lawsuit against Ripple in December of 2020? Why do you so strongly consider XRP a security and Ethereum is not even close? No, XRP is a useless token intermediated on a centralized ledger, and Ether is a digital fuel necessary to run smart contracts like gasoline is needed to run a car. Ether has been deemed a commodity already by the CFTC. Interesting. Now, remember when Ethereum Joseph tried to argue Ripple and XRP weren't competitors to Ethereum? That was a definite signal that XRP was in fact viewed as a threat in 2018 when Lubin made that assertion. XRP was battling Ethereum for the second spot behind Bitcoin. And again, this went on to mention a few things, specifically this one. Why XRP useless when the World Economic Forum listed as one of the two most relevant crypto assets related to intra-bank payments and settlements regarding wholesale CBDCs. The World Economic Forum page lists JPM Coin as a competitor to XRP. Of course, JPM Coin is directly tied to Lubin and Keys, which we all know, because Consensus actually acquired Quorum Platform from JP Morgan. This is back in August of 2020, months before the lawsuit got brought on against Ripple and XRP. And by the way, here we have Steven Nerioff being quoted. Here we have, one would also believe that Andrew Keys or Joe Lubin would hesitate before attempting to argue that Ethereum was never an ICO and that it's that it's simply digital fuel like needed to run a car. The problem for them is that we know who came up with this gasoline fuel theory. Steven Nerioff is sometimes described as the Ether architect and sometimes as co-creator of Ether. Regardless of title, he was the legal advisor who came up with this theory that Ether is simply a product like gasoline for a car, a theory adopted by Keys and Lubin. And by the way, we have Johnny Deaton trying to quote Digital Asset Investor, which again, yes, the post is gone. But nonetheless, it does play into the theory that, listen, at the end of the day, Steven Nerioff has been tied to this since day one. A lot of the information that he has been bringing out around this space right now is very interesting. We need to keep a close eye out on what he is saying. I've been following it for a little bit of time. But yes, as we really kind of look at that narrative around Ethereum, we know that that is a narrative that has been played out for a while. And it's funny because they are quoting an individual that now has turned on them and is really kind of letting out all of their darkest secrets. But beyond this, right, we know that when we look at consensus and we look at Ethereum, there has been a lot of ties to corruption. Corruption regarding payoffs, working with the regulators. Check this out from Mr. Huber, Lirzia. This is a quote from Kavita Gupta at Consensus. We do see, we at Consensus were working with the SEC very closely and collaborating with them. Consensus has some really amazing lawyers who have been helping to keep us all out of jail. Laughs. Very interesting here. Remember, these lawyers are from Sullivan and Cromwell. Beyond this, by the way, talking about China, specifically Ethereum, an individual from the community, Boring Sleuth, which I'm sure that you guys are probably all aware of at this point in time, put out a full thread talking about Ethereum and CCP affiliated entities. Propaganda 3.0. When Vitalik needed money to make his vision for Ethereum come true, he found his money in China through CCP affiliated entities. They've been involved since pre-Block Zero. I am of the belief that greater than 66% of all Ethereum tokens minted or mined pre-merge on Ethereum ended up in wallets owned by entities backed by China and CCP, including the Ethereum Foundation. These same entities were Ethereum's largest presale / ICO backers and funded the foundation through Weizhang blockchain. The majority of the protocols, centralized exchanges, decentralized exchanges, NFT projects, altcoins, all of them, all are built and funded by these exact same entities. On top of all of this, much of the crypto stolen from protocols ended up flowing through wallets many of them own or contracts they created. Do you really think Ethereum 2.0 proof of stake is decentralized? Sorry, it's not. It's never been. Not even close. All smoke and mirrors. Propaganda 3.0. I know that sharing the truth on chain has been heard, and many people involved in the ecosystem are taking a step back and beginning to ask the right questions. Crypto lost its identity. Crypto was hijacked by those that it threatened the most, those who feared loss of power, influence, control, and wealth. They used corruption and theft to gain control over crypto, all while having tools built to further monitor and control our daily lives. I hope that the wealth transfer from capitalizing on COVID-19 isn't enough to forever change the world for the bad. I hope we aren't too late. Now is the time for everyone who can to speak up and act, as it may be our last chance. Real change is going to come from the ones on the inside, and as much support as possible from the ones on the outside. Embrace the truth, understand it, and use it for good, as there is not a better opportunity for positive, impactful change than the conflict brings us. Stay curious, my friends. And again, as we look at ETHgate, it is so much bigger than just, hey, we want Ethereum to be number 2. Hell, even if they had Ethereum at number 1, it doesn't matter. It's so much bigger than that. Ethereum has been a gateway for control over this system. Today, we know Ethereum is sitting at about roughly almost 19% market dominance. What happens when Ethereum is sitting well over 50%? If that does happen, Ethereum is a problem. And I'm not targeting Ethereum simply because I hate Ethereum or, I think Ethereum is a competitor. No, I'm talking about the people behind Ethereum. They are a big problem for the space because they're not acting in good faith for this entire ecosystem. I mean, how much money was invested to help counteract what this space was actually becoming? I mean, how much money was paid for regulators, for, corruption, and hey, we need, help doing this, we need help doing that, and not acting in accordance to fairness. Meaning, guess what? People got paid off. People turned a blind eye. We know that they did. How much of that money could have been invested into the ecosystems in the space to help the space thrive? I question it every single day. And by the way, we have Steven Arioff actually putting out a tweet, which I will get to here in a second, but Boring Sleuth actually responded saying, I believe without any doubt that the Ethereum cartel is holding back all of crypto. Just think about where all of those investment dollars and dollars stolen from protocols could have gone to support those with interest that aligned with all market participants. Instead, our dollars have gone to the corrupt, building hierarchical systems of control disguised as decentralized protocols. Our dollars have lined the pockets of a couple of handfuls of regulators, VCs, developers, and others willing to sell their integrity and the values of their communities for the disguise of success and monetary wealth. And it's sad that this is actually the truth. Beyond this, we do see Steven, Mike Alfred. Guess you didn't know Ethereum was a vehicle for the personal gain of Ethereum Joseph and Vitalik Buterin, aka Crypto Judas, at the expense of holding back the entire industry. Maybe I'll do an X thread on some of what really happened. Vitalik Buterin equals SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried, times infinity. We have from Mike, Ethereum looks sick. The world computer and ultrasound money narratives have failed. DeFi and NFTs have largely been abandoned. Vitalik and other insiders are looting the protocol, and transactions are easily censored by government. It's a disaster. Today, I am selling my Ethereum. Joke or not, it doesn't really matter, right? We already know that outside of all of this and beyond all of the major statements that we have seen that are targeting Ripple and XRP, community members like Utility Theory, with the help of so many other great researchers, have come together to really kind of connect the network. They've already connected the networks for the SEC Gov officials to CCP members, all connected back to Ethereum and ETHgate. You look at the map, you look at all of the people tied to this, they could all be tied back to Bill Hinman, Vitalik Buterin. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. They can call Ripple and XRP whatever they want. But at the end of the day, as we look at what's really going on, as we look at what's happening within this space, it is absolutely ridiculous, to say the least. What we have witnessed in the last couple years is truly sickening. It's ridiculous that we even have to talk about this, because just like Boring Sleuth is saying here, right? Imagine what the amount of money that has gone to all this nonsense to fund a corrupt pathway for success, for monetary value. Imagine what that could have done for this space. I mean, how far back did we go with the recent decisions that have been made around the space? Lawsuits, exchanges going belly up, which, by the way, were inside jobs, which I've talked about in the past as well. All of this is to hold things back, to slow things down. And what do these people care? They don't. They already made all their money doing backdoor deals. If this doesn't make you sick, I honestly don't know what will. I appreciate members like Steven Arioff truly coming out and talking about these things, because they need to be discussed. They need to be talked about. I continue to say time and time again, this space is incredible, but some of the players behind it some of these projects and what we see sometimes being posted truly shows you who the real professionals are and those that are unprofessional. Some of the statements that we have seen in the past, specifically some of these, tweets from Vitalik Buterin himself, these tell me everything I need to know about Ethereum. I've seen people, even from the XRP community, saying Ethereum is the future, Ethereum is this, Ethereum is that. The only thing Ethereum is a seed planet in the space for the incumbents and for those that want to retain control and those that want to, continue their corrupt dealings within crypto. That's what it is. It's a seed planet in the space for those that we don't actually want a part of crypto to be a part of crypto. And it's already, this has already been planted. I mean, look at all of the connections back to JP Morgan. Look at all the connections back to those that are actually corrupt and against what Ripple and XRP have been doing. This is the truth, right? And it's insane to me. It truly is insane to me that not enough people actually realize this. I mean, you have people saying that this is a conspiracy theory, that none of this actually matters, that none of this is, even real. This is real. Ripple and XRP were held back for well over 2.5 years. Beyond that, look how much price suppression there was. $15 billion in retail damages, and you have an individual like this laughing about it. It really shows you who is here for the space and who isn't. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because of more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Peace out.